And here is my take for the day, entitled, "Let Us Take Ourselves Seriously, Please." Our challenges as a people are so deep that for the most part, we don't take ourselves seriously anymore as a people. But we need to start doing that. We need to start taking ourselves seriously again. Let me illustrate with some recent news developments. Number one, the news breaks that a male Nigerian by the name Bobrisky, who says he is female, got into trouble with the law and is jailed. After spending time in jail, he is released. And the next thing we hear is that while he was in prison, he was actually not in prison. He allegedly told tales of how he snuck away from jail to a private apartment where he served time. That means that he said, according to the claim, that he was not actually in jail. So the entire nation is alarmed, and the Interior Minister who runs the prison system suspends the prison officials who were in charge of the center while investigations were being conducted. Then the National Assembly also delved into the matter, and the suspended officers, the correctional officers involved, they showed up in the parliament wearing their official uniforms. Now, this prompted a federal lawmaker to ask why suspended officers were wearing the uniform. The response he got from one of them was not what he bargained for. According to the Deputy Controller, Michael Anagwa, he said before our very eyes on national television that the suspension was only, and to quote his word, to use his exact word, a social media suspension.
Are you on suspension? You said yes. It's social media suspension.
Since then, we have had little or nothing about any sanctions imposed either by the National Assembly or the Minister of Interior on this kind of reckless behavior. Calls by the Human Rights Writers Association of Nigeria, URIWA, that there ought to be consequences for this kind of a thing has fallen on deaf ears so far. Why? Because we don't take ourselves seriously anymore. The next illustration is also in the National Assembly, or related to it. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, which is currently being led by one of Nigeria's most patriotic public officers, retired General Buba Marwa, said a serving senator has harbored in his residence two people who were found with controlled substance. The Senator Oyelola Ashiru, has denied wrongdoing. But two important things stand out here. One, in the view of this senator that is involved, NDLA is not performing up to par. But that is not what we know publicly. If we are to go by simple public image and reputation, NDLA under Marwa has more credibility than the Nigerian Senate as things stand today. And that's my view. And it is because we don't take ourselves seriously anymore, that is why a senator in his remarks will be trying to afflict the reputation of a performing NDLA. That's what we have. When Marwa took over NDLA, he resurrected a comatose agency. We have seen breakthroughs. We have witnessed the kind of drug trafficking fight that we have not seen before in this country. So anyone trying to suggest otherwise cannot have our understanding. The second point on the matter, our good friend, the Senate President, that's Senator Akpabio, in supporting his co-senator over this matter, confused parliamentary speech privileges with outright immunity. If indeed the NDLA can show conclusive proof that Senator Ashiru abhorred drug traffickers, there are no and there should be no privileges for such an act because it breaks the law. Mr. Senate President, please, enough of the joke. It is because we don't take ourselves seriously anymore that several parliamentary oversight in this country is now perceived as crass opportunities for a shakedown. But on the flip side, and on a very inspiring note, the governor of Benue State, Reverend Father Hyacinth Alia, soon after Inside Sources commentary entitled "Leave EFCC Alone," has suspended the Attorney General of the state for joining the Supreme Court suit against EFCC. without due approval. God bless the governor. He is taking things seriously as he should. How can a state attorney general go and join such a sensitive case without the express approval from his governor? We couldn't even imagine that this was possible at all. The suspended Benue State Attorney General is another example of how we don't take ourselves seriously anymore in this country. But thank God, he has a governor to straighten him out. And there you have it. Inside Sources, we'll be right back.